This is an Ellis Mowers and More small engine repair. Stay connected on Instagram and Facebook at Ellis Mowers and More. Comments or questions? Leave them below or email me, ellis@ellismowers.com. Parts used in today's repair are found using the links in the description below. And as always, like and subscribe for more small engine content. On today's repair, we have this Echo PB265L. I did an ignition coil replacement on another Echo backpack blower, and it seems that a lot of people have had a lot of help from it, so I wanted to do it on this as well. The issue is not an ignition coil that is intermittently going bad. What happened on this one is that the head popped off the wire, because these ignition coil wires will get very brittle because they get exposed to all the elements and stuff every time. So I'll get y'all on the bench. We'll go ahead and take the other one off and put the new one on. A link to one of these is in the description below. It goes with many different models: the PB265L, 255LN, 265LN, and a few other machines as well. It should be a similar process to take it off, so let's do it. So there are quite a few of these screws that you have to take off here. I wanted to show you where they were all at. The first three are for this pull rope, and it goes right there. You'll just pull this pull rope off. I don't think you necessarily have to take them off, but gives you a little bit better access, I suppose. There's, let's see, one here, one here, one here. There's one kind of behind the carburetor. One up top here, one up top here, and I believe there's one down here on the bottom. And that's all the screws to be able to take off this back cover. And we've got to take the spark plug off. I'll take the spark plug off. We'll be able to slide this right out, and I'll show you the ignition coil to change out. Alright, so spark plug is out. We're going to pull this plastic cover off now, which will expose the head now, and then we'll get up into doing this ignition coil next. It looks like this one is actually going to be on the back side of the head, so that might be a little bit of fun times getting to this one. Well, this isn't the easiest to do. What you have to do is you have to take the bolts that are attached to the springs, kind of as the spring cushion between the body and then where your backpack is. There's a couple of washers, and then everything that we're working with today is, I've got a 5/32 bit here that's we're getting off. So after you do that, you may have to pull a fuel line or two, but you get to this point and we'll have to take the body of this off, which is a few of these again. All this just for an ignition coil. Looks like this machine was made in 2010, which puts it around 13 years old. So considering that he's done this a little while, or had this a little while, and if this is the first major repair he's got to do, it's like, hey, ain't bad at all, is it? So, see if we can pull this out. Oh, there's one more screw here. Looks like I'm not going to have to worry with these three screws. We'll see here in just a second now. That's just a little screen protector. Wow, so I got to go all the way out to change this out. That's crazy. So, looks like I've got to get a 1/2 inch next and pull this off. So we've got that 1/2 inch bolt off, and this fan pulls out just like this. Now we're going to get into, looks like we have 4 more bolts here, 4 screws to get out, and we're going to retract down to a smaller Allen key, and I'll let you know what this size is. It's less than an 1/8, so it must be like a 7/32 or a 1/4 to get off these 4 screws, and hopefully that'll allow us to access the ignition coil next. A lot of work just to replace one of these ignition coils in this for sure. So I've taken those 4 screws out that I mentioned, lifted this up and away from the engine, and now we have access to the ignition coil. We're going to use that smaller Allen wrench. I think it's, like I said, it's less than an 1/8, so, or less than an 1/8, yeah. So you're looking at a smaller Allen than that to get this off. Like a 1/16 or something, or a 3/32. We're going to pull this. Pull this plug wire as well, this ground wire. There we are. Pull this out of that little grommet there, and so it looks like it kind of plugs into this metal piece, little shroud for the head. Here's the old one. We'll get the new one here and cross compare. So everything lines up, so that's good. If all the allergies are kicking in. What we can do, so this doesn't have any sort of grommets or anything, so we just have to keep that in mind. We may not switch them out so that we don't have to have any problems with shrouds or anything, but this ignition coil is going to sit just like that. We'll plug this wire back in, and then take these 2 screws. What you can do is get a business card and put in between the flywheel and the ignition coil here, and you can use that to gap it, and then you just have to tighten everything back down. So that's what I'm going to do here next. Before I put this cover back on, I'll show you what this finished ignition coil setup looks like. Hopefully y'all can see good enough here. I tightened everything down. You want to get it about 10 thousandths. My goal is always to get it as close as I can to the flywheel magnet without allowing it to make contact. That's what I've done here. What I've also done is I've taken the little grommets off of the old line. I just cut them, and I'm sliding them on the new line and putting them for the ignition coil. Just sliding them over, putting them in. They will wedge themselves in once I put all the covers and stuff back on. So shouldn't have to worry about that. And we've got that protection there still for the wire. Done it for the small kill wire as well. The kill wire will fit back in up underneath this cover whenever I put it back on. This cover should just slide back into place here. It's a little bit of a mess doing this though. I thought this was going to be a few screws, pop off that back cover and you were done, but not in this world. When it comes to this machine, let's see. So we just need to line everything back up the way that it's supposed to be, which may be a challenge. I'll show you what that's like here before I put all these screws back in. So those 4 screws are back in. I was able to line everything up. There's a little L-shaped portion of this cover that has to slide inside one of these shrouds, and so I've done that. In terms of the ignition coil wire here, the wire is going to go through the cover, and then it's going to, there's these 3 little areas that stick out, and it's just going to slide over and slide up through all of that. And that should be everything there. And so the wire is back where it needs to be. And now what I need to do next is just put all of the screws back in for the little spring attachments right here. Actually, the next step is to put this other cover back on. So we're gonna, the next step is to put the flywheel back on. We'll get it right one day here. So flywheel, just kind of fits into the slot there. You got your little washer and then a half. We don't need a ton on that. Now we can put these back on. So this tube is going to go in there. I'm going to put the cover back on here as well. And we just got a bunch of screws we got to put in. So I'll get busy with those, putting all them in, and then we'll put these screws in for the actual housing for the backpack portion of the blower. Alright, I have screwed everything back onto the blower housing portion of this, and also have screwed the little spring portion of the backpack back in. Oh, the trickiest part about that is just, again, your 5/32 Allen, but you have to, there's a washer that you have to hold inside the spring as you push up the screw, because the holes underneath are too small in order to do that. And you just slide it up into this nut that slides into this portion right here, and hopefully it'll stay in for you, and you just attach everything back. Fairly straightforward there. We're now going to put on the ignition coil, or excuse me, the cover here, the rear cover for this. There's supposed to be a little rubber bushing right here. I've just got to find that. And all it is you slide that bushing in, this is on, and then you just screw everything back in, which is all of these screws right here. And then your last order of business is just putting your pull rope mechanism back on here. Once you do those 2 things, you're done. And we can try this out next. So I'll go ahead and take care of that, put the spark plug back in, and hook everything up. Alright, so a choke, a few primes, and a few pulls later, it's idling good, sparking good, so that's a good thing. It was just really close to the, I had it on idle and it just quit because I think it hit the grounding portion of it. I'm going to put some fuel lines in it, but for the purpose of this video, we're pretty much done. I'm going to just let it run for a little bit just to make sure that the ignition coil doesn't break down and when it gets hot, because you never know. I've had new ignition coils fail on me before, and you just don't want to send it back to the customer and them have an issue with it, because then you have to take care of it again. One and done. Do your best to do that. Alright, so that is everything on this Echo PB265L blower. It's working good again. Ran it for a good little while just to make sure the ignition coil didn't break down after a few minutes or so. It seems like this one is doing just fine. Again, it's just a weak point on these because this right here is exposed to the elements. Over time, with temperature changes and stuff, it will get hard and eventually break off. It's just the unfortunate fact of what happens. Not the first one that I've seen do this. It's just a little unfortunate that you have to basically take the entire, all the covers and almost everything to get down to the engine in order to get this replaced. Nothing too bad. It's just some Allen screws and you're out. If you've got an impact, it makes it a little bit easier. You can do it yourself. Save it from having to go to a shop. Just gap it correctly. Use a business card if you don't do this very much to get the correct gap, and you should be good to go. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section, or you can email me. All that stuff is down in the description below, as well as the part that I used to replace the ignition coil on this Echo blower. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will catch you on the next repair. Take care.